Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great.
Jaron Ennis caught the boxing community off guard when he openly shared his true opinion about where Terence Crawford stands in the history of the sport.
That's the fight that everybody want to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said, they called, and we said, we never heard nothing else back about it. So, right. I mean, I respect it, though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. You might not be lying. That might be the biggest fight.
Rather than placing the three-division undisputed champion among the all-time greats, the rising contender said he does not view Crawford in that tier. This comes despite widespread praise from fans and analysts who labeled Crawford one of the best ever following his massive victory over Canelo Alvarez. Ennis explained that his personal all-time list still centers on past legends such as Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Although many were surprised he did not rank Crawford higher, the young American made it clear that he stands by his own selections, and Crawford is not included among them.
With this win, everybody said Crawford elevated his status. He's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
Everybody got their own opinion.
What's yours?
My opinion is I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker. I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I've been watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard. Jim Tony. They my top guys that I've been watching.
The timing of Ennis's remarks intensified the debate because Crawford had just delivered one of the most significant wins the sport has ever seen. Earlier this month, he moved up in weight and defeated Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to claim the undisputed super middleweight title. That victory placed him in a category of his own as the first male boxer to secure undisputed championships in 3 separate divisions. The matchup had been heavily anticipated with ongoing discussions about whether Crawford's size disadvantage would hurt him against the naturally bigger opponent. When fight night arrived, the Omaha native once again showed that skill and ring intelligence can outweigh physical differences as he outperformed Canelo and strengthened his legacy with another defining achievement.
He threw a shot and we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it's going to be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out. Just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger. I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was going to be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought. I was just in the moment.
For Ennis, respect does not automatically mean placing someone among the all-time greats. The Philadelphia native, who has already unified titles at welterweight, is focused on building his own legacy. Next month, he moves up to super welterweight for the first time to face Portugal's Wislima at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. In contrast, Roy Jones Jr., who Ennis himself named as one of his favorites, had no hesitation in praising Crawford. The Hall of Famer and former pound-for-pound king was asked who he believes is the best fighter in the world today, and despite recent victories by Alexander Usyk and Naya Inoue Jones, said Crawford stands at the top. He explained that Crawford's climb through the weight classes from 135 to 160 required exceptional skill, noting that lower divisions often demand greater technical ability. Jones added that Usyk is extremely skilled and placed him very close, calling them 1A and 1B, but ultimately gave Crawford the edge. The discussion later expanded to Floyd Mayweather, who retired undefeated at 50 and is widely regarded as one of the greatest ever. After beating Canelo, some fans questioned whether Crawford had surpassed Mayweather, and he was asked directly about it. Crawford answered with respect and humility, saying he does not compare himself to Mayweather, whom he views as the defining fighter of his era, while seeing himself as the standout of this generation. He also credited Mayweather for creating the blueprint through discipline, dedication, and professionalism that fighters like him could follow to reach the top.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
As Crawford remains at the center of attention, his longtime trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre has offered perspective on how much longer he may compete. McIntyre, who has guided Crawford since his professional debut in 2008, indicated that the 38-year-old likely has 2 or 3 fights remaining before retirement. He acknowledged that Crawford made the victory over Canelo appear almost easy and suggested the team is already planning the next move. One option under consideration is a drop to middleweight, where Crawford could pursue a bout with unified WBO and IBF champion Zanabek Alimkhanuly. The powerful Kazakh has expressed interest in the matchup, viewing it as a chance for Crawford to capture a title in a 6th weight division.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
They make them 5 weight divisions. There's not many people there.
That'd be great.
Oscar and Manny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If not, do you think he stays at 160? Would you want to see him stay at 160?
I don't know. We'll see.
In terms of just overall, I know a lot has been said about Terence now being amongst the greatest fighters in history. Where do you rank him? Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because, you know, eras?
I'll say, when you say best, name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're going to have to say Ray Robinson. You're going to have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you got to say Terence Crawford. He's up there. He's definitely up there.
Discussion about Crawford's next step continues to grow. One of the most notable fighters to mention his name is Sebastian Fundora, the towering WBC light middleweight champion who stands around 6'5". Fundora admitted he supported Canelo in their bout because of the size gap, but he also recognized that Crawford's ring IQ was the key factor in the win. Even with his significant height and reach advantages, Fundora said he would gladly welcome Crawford back to 154 pounds if that is the direction he chooses. At the same time, he understands that Crawford could be setting his sights higher with a possible move toward 160.
From what I saw, I think he's going back to 160, but yeah, we welcome. Why not?
Gabby, for you on the weekend, I know you're a big supporter of boxing and whatnot, and I think I've actually seen Crawford speak about you sometimes in interviews. What did you think of the fight, and were you rooting for Canelo, or did you think that Crawford could do it?
I was also rooting for Canelo, but again, we're going off Sebastian, that it was Crawford fought smart. Crawford fought smart. He knew his range and his shots, and he felt comfortable that there was times where he was fighting in the inside with Canelo and he was getting the better shots. So I think he felt comfortable in that division, and he'll probably stay there. Maybe go down one weight class down, but who knows? Props to him. They're 2 icons in the legend in the sport of boxing.
Well said. Do you think the rematch needs to happen? What's the next fight for Crawford for both of you? What do you think that, is it a rematch or?
It probably won't be a rematch. I don't think so. There's no reason to.
It didn't look like he Canelo wanted that rematch, honestly, but Crawford could do whatever he wants right now. He can go up if he wants to. He can go down. I hear there's talks of him and Benavidez, so there's all kinds of names that are coming. Yeah, are coming out for Crawford. Crawford is the number 1 in the sport right now, so everything. He has everything right now.
Although much of the spotlight is on Crawford, the consequences of the fight have been equally significant for Canelo Alvarez. For the first time in 7 years, the Mexican star is without a world title. The defeat to Crawford marked only the third loss of his career alongside Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol as the only men to beat him. With 68 bouts completed, questions quickly surfaced about whether the 35-year-old might think about retirement, especially as recent performances suggested he may be past his peak. Still, reports indicate that Canelo is not walking away, though his return will take time. He is scheduled for elbow surgery, which will sideline him until at least April next year, delaying his planned February appearance in Riyadh to the second or third quarter of 2026. His opponent for that comeback has not been finalized, but options include a rematch with Crawford to jump in weight to challenge David Benavidez or another major name.
Let's start out with Canelo Alvarez. I understand you have an update.
Yes, Max. Canelo Alvarez obviously coming off of that tough loss to Terence Crawford earlier this month. I'm told that he's going to have elbow surgery. He was set to return in February in Riyadh for the third fight of that deal. That fight is now going to be delayed until Q2 or Q3 of 2026. So Canelo's going to have the surgery and then he'll come back.
For people who don't know, what does Q2 and Q3 mean?
The second quarter of the third quarter of the year.
Third quarter.
April, May, June.
So anywhere between
April
so January, February, March
Q1
is off. That's Q1. So anywhere from April
to September.
Through September in that area.
In that area, Canelo Alvarez is still the face of boxing. Even after the loss, he's going to come back, and the expectation would be it would be in Riyadh. He has 2 more fights remaining on that deal with the Riyadh.
Boxing icon and promoter Oscar de la Hoya also shared his thoughts on Canelo's path forward after the defeat. When asked if he thinks the Mexican star is finished, de la Hoya rejected the idea that Alvarez is done. He stated that Canelo still possesses the power to stop opponents who press forward and fight in a style that benefits him. At the same time, he indicated that Canelo's future may largely depend on careful matchmaking. In other words, the outcome will hinge on who he faces next, and whether those bouts can continue to generate strong fan interest and revenue. For de la Hoya, the issue is not about Canelo lacking ability, but about how his team strategically guides the remaining stages of his career.
Don't get me wrong. Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl. Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's far from it. It's all on the matchmaking. It's all who you put in front of him. It's all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans, Canelo. You want to squeeze the fans.
What about the Mexican?
Take it easy on the fans.
Oscar, what about the Mexican?
Former world champion James Toney added another layer to the debate by sharing his view on a potential clash between Canelo and David Benavidez. Toney, who is known for making strong predictions, said he believes Benavidez would become the first fighter to stop Canelo before the final bell. According to him, if they ever meet, Benavidez would knock Canelo out. Benavidez has since moved up to light heavyweight after being unable to secure a bout with Canelo at super middleweight and was elevated to WBC champion earlier this year. He is scheduled to defend his title against Britain's Anthony Yarde in Riyadh this November, but has made it clear he remains open to facing Alvarez in the future. If that matchup takes place, Toney is certain it would not last the distance.
What's stopping from that fight, from him facing Canelo? What do you think is stopping that fight?
Canelo's a little nuts.
You think so?
That's all it is. He's scared now. Canelo is scared. Scared. You know, he from Benavidez, he get knocked out. He get
like James Toney, a lot of people have said that if Canelo keeps on waiting and waiting for Benavidez, it's actually going to become harder to beat him. Do you agree with that? It's good to, Canelo should get him right now because I guess, quote unquote, he's not fully seasoned. But if he gets him later, Benavidez is going to roll right through him. Do you agree with that?
It don't matter. He going to roll it right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he fights Canelo right now, he's going to steamroll him. Like how Tommy Hearns did Pernell Whitaker. How Tommy Hearns did Robert Duran. Same result. I I promise you. So that's why that boy Canelo scared. Him and all his people can get their mariachi bands and sit over in Mexico.
When you step back and look at the full picture, the boxing world right now revolves around how Crawford's greatness compares with legends of the past and elite fighters of today, how Canelo responds to his setback, and how emerging contenders like Ennis and Benavidez shape the division moving forward. Fans are left with several compelling storylines, including Crawford pursuing history with a possible 6th division title, Canelo planning his return after surgery, Ennis aiming to establish himself in a new weight class, and Benavidez being viewed as the fighter who might eventually defeat Canelo. However it plays out, the sport is experiencing a compelling phase where different eras and rising forces are intersecting at the same time.